Happy Friday, Pat.
Hey, buddy, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah,
Um, and let me offer my condolences for the passing of your father this week.
yeah, thanks.
Guy
Appreciate
was
that.
larger than life, and for those that didn't know, he used to be the St. Patrick at the St. Patrick's Day Parade in downtown
Yep,
Phoenix, and you took over that
yep. I'm
task,
the
right?
official. Yeah,
Right
there I
there.
am.
There's
That's
Dad,
there's Dad. I appreciate the tribute. That's
and
nice. I didn't
and
expect that.
you have a different stick.
I got a different stick. Well, actually, the same stick. Yeah, I mean, I got a different beard. His beard was a little flimsy,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm the official St. Patrick for Phoenix, the Phoenix Parade, and during the weekend, I put up a real quick story. I mean, I know we're here to talk about real estate and finance, but sometimes life gets, in the way. But I at first I resisted doing this because my uncle did it for 35 years. My dad, my uncle, and me have been doing it for like the last 40 years in Phoenix. There's nobody else that sees does this. So we're the official. We walk in the parade. I lead off the parade, but it was kind of funny. A couple of years ago, my uncle's like, he was very proud of the whole situation. And he's like, Pat, you got Patrick. He goes, you realize after your dad and me, you got to take over the reins. I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to dress up in that outfit. That's ridiculous. I'll wear my kilt. And then as you get older, you realize, that's kind of selfish of me. They're very proud of this position. And I'm like, you know what? I'll do it. I started doing it a couple of years ago, a year before COVID hit. I did it for 1 year. And then the last 2 years, COVID got in the way. But the first year I was like, you know what? This is a lot more fun than I thought, dressing up, because everybody walks up to you like you're a celebrity. I probably took over 1,000 pictures Saturday and Sunday.
Wow.
And we went to some bars. Every time I walk into a bar, I was like, there's nothing like putting something on and feeling like a big celebrity. I had all the chicks and all the women want to take pictures with me.
Well,
And I had,
your beer was probably free too. So
oh yeah, I went to Seamus McCaffrey's. Good friends with Seamus. He owns Rosie McCaffrey's on 10th Street in Camelback. Yeah, I'm good friends with him. He goes, Patrick. He goes, you're not. I go, hey, Seamus, I got a couple other bars to go to. He goes, Patrick, you're not leaving here. You're staying right here. As long as I keep feeding you Guinness, you're staying right here.
yeah, you're not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. But we took a picture. One last thing, we took a picture of me, him, and Jim McMahon because he lives in Scottsdale. So I call it the three mix. So, yeah, he was a good man. I'm going to miss him. He was 80 years old, but he fought a tough battle with cancer. And I was there. I was actually there to see him pass away. So
Yeah,
it's pretty
that's
cool.
tough. It's tough. It's going to bite for a long time. I know the feeling.
Yeah.
So
I can't cry in this video.
no, we're not going to do that. We're not
Okay,
going to do
no.
that. But guess what we did today? We passed the 8,000 mark. We're at
Wow.
8,029 homes as of 2 minutes ago. So,
We should be like the Jerry telethon, like have a bell ringing in the background.
yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we got well, you know what? People can smash the like button. That's
Yeah,
where
then
they go smash like, and whenever you smash the like button, it actually improves Pat's internet speed too. So we found that out today. So here's what it looks like 70 moving. A little wonky because I was off for a few days, but we have 3,861 homes come on the market, and that's lower, you can see, and 3,592 go under contract. It's a difference of 269. Both of those numbers are lower. So the listings are still not showing up, and the sales are dropping. There are still areas and price points where it's pretty doggone aggressive, but that's kind of the scoop. I found a couple interesting things in my cruise the news that I wanted to show. There's all these headlines, right? And here's a YouTuber right there. Wiped out, foreclosures surge 67% as mortgage bailouts expire.
yeah,
Foreclosure filings reflect end of moratorium. So here's the deal. What's 67% times zero? Because
zero.
there's been no foreclosures. So you can go up 67% when you have four more.
Yeah.
So
we didn't have any foreclosures the last couple of years. If we have any more, it's going to, if foreclosures go from 0 to 5%, 5.
There's the chart. So we're up 67% right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
here's where they are normally. Here's the crash. Okay.
Yep.
So it just kills me to look at headlines, wow, what foreclosures up 67%. The other numbers that are coming out that are surprising people, the disastrous rental moratorium that was going to throw everybody out in the street, it's not happening. The wave of homes being sold by mom and pop landlords, there is some of that, but not enough to move the bar. Nobody's been thrown out in the streets. The large institutional rental apartments said that they still had a 98% on-time rent payment going. So it
Mhm.
wasn't quite the crisis that people
Well,
thought it was.
just something popped in my head. And this is just, how I have random thoughts pop into my head. You know, it's just, once again, we go back to the headlines. They always got to make these headlines seem greater than they really are to basically get clickbait. That's basically all it is.
Yeah. It's just, it's terrible out there. And well, you look and you go, well, no, not really. So
I mean, it could be better. I mean, there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of commotion going on with the supply chain, inflation, what's going on with the temper tantrum, the feds, there's a lot of commotion out there, but you have to sift through all this and hopefully we can, shed some light on people,
I like something Stephen Van Meter said this week, and he was talking about all those container ships out there, and he's talking about inflation being transitory, and he firmly believes it is. And he said, look, he goes, let's just look at these containers. When all of those get unloaded, prices will come down because, we're going to have too much. And, especially if those boats right now are loaded with Christmas presents and they don't get unloaded till January, there's going to be a lot of things on sale.
I think there's going to be a run on gift cards this year.
Right.
People are going to say, screw it, I'm going to get a gift card. You can buy this stuff later.
Yeah, my son works at Best Buy, and he goes, this is going to be the easiest Black Friday ever.
Yeah.
They're not worried about that. But I did a video yesterday morning, a live stream, where I talked about the iBuyers, and we were waiting for the September numbers. And it's going to repost this afternoon. So just let people know during the week, I do the live stream in the morning. And then after about an hour, I pull the video off. And I've got some people kind of helping me tweak them a little bit. They make new thumbnails, new titles, and we put them back on based on the algorithms of when we have the most viewers. So it usually comes on anywhere between 3:00 and 6:00 at night to review. And I know it's kind of frustrating for people to go, I missed your live view and I came on and now it's gone, and trying to work around that to find, but viewer wise, it's actually been working pretty good. But what we have, and this is what I kind of wanted to bounce off you a little bit, Pat, my little thoughts on this. Open Door, their purchases are up 701%. They bought 585 homes, and Zillow bought 321. They're up 1,089% on the homes they purchased. So all iBuyers combined are buying 471% more homes this year than they did last year in July, August, and September, right? So when you look, they have available inventory out there they sold 605 homes in September, and they bought 1,062 this year. But according to the Cromford report, it said that they have 6,828 homes on the market that are owned by for the month. Let's see, what's it say here? It says, no, that's not right. That's the total listings they're saying. They have, I got to get this right because I think it's kind of important. It's a little small here. I'm having a hard time reading it. But they had, I think it was somewhere around 2,500 homes available from those iBuyers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you look and you think, well, they're inflating the prices. They're buying these homes, they're doing some work on them, they're putting them out there at a higher price. And I get thinking, well, yeah, but they're making the homes better. They're in better shape. And the people that owned them sold them for less than market value, right? I mean, you're not going to get full price from Open Door.
But I'll jump in real quick. A couple months ago, I had that one guy. He had his house listed for 420. They Open Door offered him 450, like 450 or 455.
They have both gotten really aggressive the past 2 months. They've really popped it up. But as a rule, I guess these people were going to list anyway. They just chose to go with the iBuyers, and a lot of good reasons why they decided to do that. Money not being one of them. Usually it's the convenience of iBuyers. It's cash. People aren't walking through your home. You get to pick your closing date, and there's a lot to that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking, well, they were probably going to list their home anyway. Now it just got listed later by the iBuyers for in some cases, a slightly higher price because they make their margin off the fees that they charge. However, according to this, Zillow has been selling their homes for less than what they've paid for them last month. They had quite a few. So
it's almost like it's like a stop, like how they say in retail marketing, a loss leader. Or
yeah, there's definitely an end game out there. They're trying to figure out the process so that they can make buying and selling a home easier for the consumer. And I get it. And I don't bash them for that because I mean, I like innovation. I like change. They're going to find something that works. I want to be able to see what it is. And I think from a selling perspective to the iBuyers, there is some convenience there, but there is a cost to the convenience. Now for buyers, in most cases, there's some good and bad working with these iBuyers. The good thing is they're insanely responsive because they have staff. When you call, the phone picks up.
mm-hmm.
And you get to talk and you get to work through the inspection process, and they're very responsive. So they're very professional. However, the person that you're talking to, doesn't get a commission if the home sells. They're just staff, right? So they don't have any skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So when you really get down, I mean, I had this one deal that almost died for $250, and all she said was, "Well, okay," and I go, wait.
But
another agent would have just kicked in the $250.
Yeah, I mean, what I found out too, at least my experience has been, once if they're the listing, correct me if I'm wrong. I've seen this from because I see the activity, being just the finance guy, I see what's kind of going on. But once an offer is, they say, okay, we're going to put, there's not a lot of bidding going on. It's like you throw an offer like, hey, we're going to buy this house for $450. Like, yep, we accept it. There's not a lot of back and forth. Correct me if I'm wrong.
They counter back really quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not, what I'm saying? They don't say, well, 450. Well, we got 5 other offers at 460. They're like, if you put a price in there, there's no dinging around. It seems like. Does that make sense?
If you offer them full price, they'll take it. They don't. They don't wait. So and if you offer them lower than their price, they counter back at the price that they want. And they don't reject an offer. You know how you send in an offer and somebody thinks you're insulting them, it's low, so they reject it. These guys don't do it. They send it back. They go, we appreciate your offer. Here's our counter offer.
Well, it's kind of like they almost take that if you think about it, they kind of take that circus part of it out of it. They're like, okay, we got this house in our inventory list. You gave us an offer. We're good to go.
Yeah. It's now selling can be challenging. You've got to really stay on your toes because they do tend to come after you on inspections for things that quite honestly, they don't need to do that. And they want a credit at close of escrow. They're not asking you. They'll give you the opportunity to fix it, but maybe not. Depends on the type of repairs. So you can send back, say, I'll fix this, this, and this, and I'll give you a credit.
I don't. Hey, what's been your,
not to?
I'm going to ask you this question. I mean, my experience has been the title companies they pick, are using. Yeah, I've heard people. I've had run-ins because you can't get sometimes a hold. What's been your experience of dealing with the open buyer like that? That's buying the title company, because it seems like they got OS National is like open door. They're okay, but there's other better title companies. I wish you could pick your own title companies. Hey, we want to use these guys.
Yeah, like I say, there's good things about buying through them, and there's harder things about buying through them, and that shows you what they're trying to do because they're that's their title company.
Yeah.
The arm's length in the transaction starting to get shorter. Even one of the other guys is trying to put together their own mortgage business. And so they're trying to make where you can do all that stuff in-house, and it all looks good and sounds good on paper. But I haven't had bad experience with the title company, but I haven't had stellar experience.
Yeah.
With them. I guess is probably the best way to put it.
It's like me. I end up like, I'm kind of like, at least being, like, unlike say some of these bigger banks that don't go the extra mile, they just do the 9 to 5 work. I mean, I'll push hard on a title company. Like, hey, I need this done. I'll push from my end they got to get stuff rolling. It's like, hey, I need this done, now,
Yeah.
so whereas B of A is like, okay, get me that whenever you can.
Yeah. It's so it's different out there, but I'm concerned. I'm not concerned. I know that their goal is to try and get to where it's all done. It's very easy. You can sell your house. Don't worry. They got the title company. If you're buying, don't worry. They got the lender. They're promising you a better rate, smoother transaction. They certainly tried to get rid of a lot of that back with the Dodd-Frank Act, but they seem to be getting away with putting more of that in. And so I don't really see a way yet to where you can purchase a home online and have everything happen, with just a few mouse clicks, because there's so many moving parts. The inspection period is tough. Are they going to have their own inspectors? They do now. When they buy the house, they bring in their own inspectors. But when you're buying, are they going to say, "Don't worry, we have our own inspectors"?
Yeah. You get very depersonalized that way, because like AMC's, when I have to order an appraisal, these AMC's are in New Jersey and Wisconsin or Illinois. It's like you try, it's just that process alone. I've seen with myself, the appraisal process is still, they think it's easy, but it's not.
Yeah. Well, so the other part that the iBuyers are being accused of doing right now is buying these homes and then selling it to institutional investors using as rentals. But I don't know how big that number is yet.
Yeah,
I'd like to see what that is. But there's some heavy buying activity and building going on up there by that new Taiwan semiconductor plant. If you wonder where it is, just drive up I-17 and look for the cranes.
Oh, wow.
And they are this Madame A homes. You see them a lot in the Southeast Valley down in Chandler. And the new Phoenix division president for the Canadian home builder said his son-in-law, a mid-level executive for Hewlett-Packard, was in town visiting this past weekend, because every time I see him, he says, "I don't understand how big this plant is. Big deal." He goes, I tell him, "I get it." "No, you don't," his son-in-law always responds. In other words, he's saying, this plant's going to be a big deal up in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
And so that's what his wife told him. You're all over this employment base for the manufacturing plant. His response is, "That's the idea, honey." And he's looking for more land up there. So they're purchasing a lot up by that place there. And it's just one of many places. And also the other town that's really going crazy in the same manner is Casa Grande, because of that new electric car plant that's coming down there. I think that's 6,000 jobs. That's a lot for Casa Grande.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So a lot going on. Now rates kind of took a little dippity-doo yesterday, didn't they?
Yeah, there's some losses here. They improved a couple days ago. You have 3 good days and 4 bad days. They've been skittish here in the, high 2s, low 3s. It's just, they always say sometimes in business, if you got them, lock them, because you might have 1 or 2 good days, but chances are out of 5 trading days, you're going to have probably 3 bad days versus maybe 1 good day. So it's just rates are getting kind of a little skittish with this, the tempering. I think the Fed, the tapering, that news is out there. They're going to lower they said they're going to get down to 15 billion a month, but they're still going to be buying through 2021, 22. They said they're not going to raise. I don't see the Feds raising rates. There was one financial guy that says the Fed is real skittish about raising rates because they're holding back because they don't know well, if we do this, then they're gonna look like a horse's ass if they do, and the economy still is sitting on a
we're just kind of walking along a fine edge right here now, where actually the retail numbers came out good. Surprisingly enough, even though there's nothing to buy out there. But I'm watching this Evergrande thing out of China very closely, and it's spreading to other builders where they're not making their bond payments. Everybody goes, "Oh, that's just China." Well, you look at what Evergrande owes and who they owe it to. It's a lot of pension funds in the United States.
Stuff rolls downhill.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
For those who know what that is, yep.
Yeah. No
Glad you
kidding.
made it there. So,
Yeah.
but
But
that
the
that's a
rates,
spread that could
rate,
make things nervous. I don't know. I'm watching it anyway. Not like
yeah,
I
I
know
mean,
what I'm
there
talking
was
about.
losses. I mean, the retail sales came in stronger. I mean, they say next week we're probably not getting. We're going to see rates sit kind of tight. There's not much to move it up or move down. I mean, pricing has been kind of moving around. There's not a lot of economic data out next week to look forward to, but you know, rates are still. I mean, we're going to have short term dip. You know, if you're looking to get something and rather buy something next 30, 40 days, you know, just watch a couple of good days and lock it in. Don't worry if they go down a little bit, because I don't see, for people that are watching rates thinking they're going to go down much. I don't. You just have to, if you get something going on in the next 30, 40 days where you're looking to buy a house, you get 1 or 2 good days. I've been saying, hey, just lock it. You know, if we get, I think, you know, I'm pretty good at giving people guidance. Like, hey, rates have gone up a little bit the last couple of days. I think we're going to pull back, because on any intraday trading with rates, once again, I repeated myself 100 times, but if I might say 3%, your cost is 1,000. If rates go down a little bit, it's like 3%. That 1,000 goes away. So, but you know, you got some overall. Just, you got to lock it and go. But
I've got a
yeah,
video coming out. I'm not sure if it's going to go out tomorrow. Probably go out Sunday, talking about the holidays and listings. And I looked at the data and made some assumptions. So the title is going to be something along, "Will Santa bring us houses?" And it's kind of interesting when you actually look at the numbers and the trends of where we might end up. So I'm going to kind of leave that as a cliffhanger for you.
ooh,
So we'll do that. Yeah,
please
that'd be
stay
kind
in tune. It's kind of like the same bat moment. Stay tuned for the next bat show, right?
yeah, drifting into my son. You know, he's an animator in Southern California, and he is well, he's laid off now because that's the way they do it. They bring the writers in, then they bring the directors, then they bring the animators. The animators get it all done, and then they're laid off until the writers write something new and the directors come in. So it's this big cycle, or he goes to another studio. But he's decided that he's going to ramp up his YouTube channel, and he's going to be teaching people how to draw and how to do stop motion animation, and he's going to have private live events. So I'm pretty excited about it. But I was just going to show you this real quick. He did a speed painting of Camp Emerald Bay in California because he was there this weekend, and they were over there. He used to be a scout leader over there, counselor and stuff, and they went over there and they get ready and clean the place up and stuff after the season. But I don't know where he got this talent, but
Jeepers, not from
it,
you.
not from me. I mean, I can barely draw a stick man, but I just enjoyed the heck out of it. As I saw it on his Instagram, I wanted to share it. So
Man,
he's gonna just look up Johnny McHone, and he's got some really cool stuff. But look at him; he's putting the boats in there and the trees, and it looks like a photo. So
oh my God, jeepers,
yeah,
creepers.
isn't that fascinating? So I'm looking forward to see what kind of stuff he produces, and he's going to do some live events for members only, where they can ask questions as he shows them how to paint and how to do
Mm-hmm.
stop motion. So, but like you said, I don't expect any big news next week. I think
No,
our
no, things.
inventory is going to be trending higher. So,
Yep, I think so. It seems that way. Things are pretty stable on this end. I mean, you know, from a jump. I mean, I noticed from a trend in the mortgages. I'm getting emails from different lenders. You know, they're getting rid of the COVID overlays for FHA. You know, the stupid overlays that they have for COVID. They're kind of releasing those from FHA. Jumbo loans have been opening up from COVID. They're kind of just basically saying we're getting rid of the COVID overlays. So it's kind of normalizing there a little bit. You know, it's not, you know, lenders are realizing, you know, I think they're looking at the foreclosure data, because they always button the hatches up before, just to kind of before the storm happens. But I think, you know, they see that, I think they're seeing what we're seeing is like, okay, these foreclosures, you know, they're just trying to be ahead of the curve. And
yeah, it wasn't a bad move. I mean, I certainly thought the wheels were going to fall off the wagon last year.
yeah. We both did. I mean, hell, but, and that's why I think it goes back to, I mean, you know, you have to kind of sift through the data and not read the headlines. You got to kind of, because, you know, the more we sifted through the data and the headlines, are like, this is kind of, we were wrong. Here's what's kind of happening. And while other stuff was you're still reading stuff. So,
Yeah, it's gotta follow it every morning. So it's going to be interesting. Every morning I get up, I look, I go, oh, that isn't what it says it is. I mean, read a headline, you get and go,
Yeah.
but especially it on percentages. I mean, we can have listings up 72% right now, and
Yeah.
you wouldn't even notice it because 72% of what? We have,
Yeah.
you know, 8,000 homes on there, big deal. So it's gonna, we have to start getting to that 15, 20,000 range. Now, there is so much purchasing of land going on out in the northwest and southwest part of the valley and down in Pinal County, to where by the end of 2022, you're going to start seeing some filling in of those developments. That's going to help a lot. And um, they aren't able to raise their prices like resale can. They enter into your contract, and then if the house is done 9 months later, they're not raising the price because they just went and got in a contract. So, but what I'm saying is that inventory will be relieved with the builders. But I read in the Phoenix Business Journal this morning that our jobs number of people working right now is higher than pre-pandemic levels.
Hmm.
So the jobs got captured back, and then we added some, and that's because of so many businesses that are relocating here. So we are out of the cellar. But man, I'll tell you what, it's tough to find a place to live out there, even if you're renting. It's just really, really rough. So
Yeah.
but well, Pat, you have a fabulous weekend. I'm going to be out showing homes Saturday and Sunday,
All right.
and it should be a good time had by all. So
Sounds good.
all right, take care of yourself.
All right, buddy. Take care, everybody.
See you.